Welcome to Over and Out for Dawn News. Today is June 14th with me, Amit Khwaja in Dubai. I'm Saudi Raza here in Dallas, Texas. So a little bit of an anticlimactic day for Pakistan fans. Despite the best efforts of the ICC, of the ground staff, the US-Ireland match was declared a washout, not because so much of the rain, but because the rain that had previously fallen, the ground field was absolutely soaked. Um, Disappointing, but you cannot say that the US didn't deserve it. They played wonderfully against Canada. They beat Pakistan not once, but twice in 42 overs, and they thoroughly deserve their position in the Super Eights.
Well, absolutely. They've played some very consistent and very positive cricket, completely opposed to Pakistan, who made a lot of errors. They were their own worst enemy time and again, first versus the US, and of course, that game versus India. So, on the whole, we thought that we might sneak in thanks to the weather gods. We also forgot that we needed Ireland to beat USA as well, which looked quite unlikely in the first place, even if there was a complete fixture, because Ireland have been playing very poorly in this World Cup as well. But of course, the weather gods did not favor us. We can perhaps cry about our luck, but we cornered ourselves in this position by our own doings. And of course, we had to pay the ultimate price.
We spoke about this when we did the post-match review. You have to make your own luck, and you have to deserve, and we never deserved it. We didn't deserve it against the US. We didn't deserve it against India. You look at our approach to T20 cricket over the past 2-3 years with this group of players, and this is sort of an outcome that, if you look back, was coming. This was going to happen, and none of us really, if we're honest with ourselves, should be surprised.
Absolutely, our T20I form in the last 6 months was very poor. We got absolutely smashed in that New Zealand tour as well. We didn't play that well against a New Zealand C team at home. We got a lot of washouts in England as well. Plus, our team looked completely out of sync. I think that leadership change has certainly destabilized the locker room as well. That they didn't expect Shaheen, who had been handed the captaincy, to have it ripped out of him from once again. At one time, there was no friction, pardon me, between the likes of Babar, Shaheen, Rizwan, and Shadab, who were the four cornerstone pillars of the side. But as their performance has dwindled, as the leadership has changed hands and come back to Babar, I feel that dressing room is not a very happy place at the moment either.
It's not change is coming. The question is how much change. But I also think more than change in personnel, there needs to be infrastructure change. I think Pakistan cricket needs to have a serious look within, and maybe you need someone from outside to come in to sort of provide that perspective. But then that individual then should have carte blanche to do what is needed. But also you have to think about, how does Pakistan cricket change the structure of the PSL to make the PSL, whether it's more competitive or at least more conducive to helping the national team. Unlike Major League Cricket here, which really is sort of independent from US cricket, has nothing to do with US cricket. The PSL and the IPL, there is a big part of them is to help the national team. And it hasn't done enough in my mind.
Sadi bhai, I think we've handed the reins over to Gary Kirsten. We paid him a significant sum to come on board after much cajoling and after much convincing. We did manage to get a very, very high profile coach in the white ball and the red ball side. We have Jason Gillespie leading the test side. So if you have appointed Gary Kirsten, if you have given him such a massive package, it augurs you to empower him as well. Can he take those tough decisions? Can he have those tough conversations with the senior player? Of course, he is very familiar with the way Asian cricket teams operate. There's a lot of hero worship. There's a lot of public pressure. There's a lot of stardom that you have to deal with, divas, so to speak. Of course, you're very familiar with that term in terms of your NFL following. So you know that you have to manage these egos. And of course, if Gary Kirsten has done it for the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Saurav Ganguly, Yuvraj Singh, you would expect he will be able to deal with the likes of Babar, Rizwan, Shaheen, Shadab, etc., etc. But the proof is in the pudding. He's had a very disastrous start to his coaching assignment so far. Pakistan getting knocked out of the group stage is a very public humiliation. How will he be able to rectify that? How will he make the changes? Will the PCB allow him to make those changes? It remains to be seen, and I, for one, remain skeptical.
I agree with your skepticism, and there isn't much time because the Champions Trophy is actually only a few months away. And if this humiliation wasn't enough, I think getting grouped in the Champions Trophy would be even worse. on home
Well, that
soil.
would be basically that would be signing your own resignation letter. I don't expect Pakistan to do that badly. I think with the current talent, with the current crop we have, I think ODI cricket is actually the best format. Babar, of course, we know is elite in that format. Rizwan is good. We have Abdullah Shafiq emerging as well, and our bowlers, they're not too bad. Perhaps they're not they're at their potent best in 50 over cricket, but you still expect the likes of Shaheen, Naseem in particular, to do well in that tournament. And of course, there will be the pressure of playing at home. Whether we play at home, whether there's another hybrid model embraced to cater for India, it remains to be seen. But on paper, so far, it seems all systems go. And there is major pressure now on the Pakistan team. They have to go deep in that tournament, if not lift it outright and defend their Champions Trophy title of 2017, or at least get to the semi-final or the final for that. Nothing less than that will do.
I agree, Izzy. Thank you very much. We'll do it again tomorrow.